So who runs the risk of getting arrested by ICE? Pretty much anyone without status in the United States can be arrested by ICE, but today I want to talk to you about 3 different categories of people when I'm analyzing what risks we have. The first person I want to talk about is the person that already has a removal order. If your parents or if you were part of a court process where you or your parents or someone else went to immigration court, chances are that you already have a removal order. You already may have an A number. You may already have some documents that show that you were in court before. But pretty much if I put your A number into the automated portal, I will see that you have a removal order, and so will ICE. So in those circumstances, ICE doesn't even have to ask you any questions. But what you can do is say, I'm afraid to go back to my country. And that triggers asylum protection. May or may not work. It may buy us time so that someone can come in and file a motion to reopen or file your equities or file a stay of removal with ICE. But the person that is at highest risk of getting arrested by ICE and not being able to fight the removal is someone who already has a removal order, because ICE doesn't have to stop and ask questions. They just put you on a bus to go home. The second type of person that runs a high risk of getting arrested and removed is someone who has criminal issues. So if you have a DUI, if you have possession for drugs, if you have domestic violence, if you have, and now we're seeing that we might even have like minimal crimes, but right, anyone who has a crime with a sentence of over a year, right, any of these combinations of things will give ICE an opportunity to either go look for you because they can see through their roles who has criminal convictions. And if you get arrested, you may be detained because you're considered a flight risk or a threat to the community. And so it doesn't mean that you can't fight your removal. It just means that it might be harder because an attorney has to go ask for a bond, or an attorney is going to have to fight for your case while you're in custody. And so the last one that is the lowest risk is most of our community. I would say 95% of our community, our immigrant community, are hard workers. They have children. They've been in the United States for a while. And so if that person gets arrested, ICE is going to be able to make a decision whether they're going to release them on their own word, put an ankle bracelet on them, or transfer them to a detention facility where they're going to have an opportunity to ask for a bond. Those people, right, need to have their documents in order, need to be able to advocate for themselves, need to be able to say, hey, I've been in this country for 20 years. I have 2 U.S. citizen children. My parents are residents. I'm waiting on a petition. Like, they're going to be in the best position to articulate that. And so our job as attorneys is to be able to explain that to them, strategize with them, prepare their documents so that they're ready, so that they're confident when they are in that position to be able to advocate for themselves. And so right now my office is going to be putting together an immigration preparedness plan for our clients, for our community, where they can have an attorney that's on call, that knows their situation, that already has their documents, and who can basically let them know, like, hey, if you get picked up, these are the documents you need to show an ICE officer. This is what you need to say. This is what's going to go down, because at the end of the day, some of our fear comes from not knowing what might happen to us, right? So if we have information, if we're ready, if we're prepared, then it's always scary when you don't know what can happen, right? And so I want to put that out there, that our office is going to be helping people in our community put together an immigration preparedness plan, put together power of attorneys, put together guardian nominations. And so you as allies, you as supporters, you as friends and family, you need to let people know that they need to do this, because this is the only way that we will be able to protect ourselves in the event that we are arrested by ICE. And so just throwing it out there, if you need to talk to an attorney, if you have someone who wants to talk to an attorney, we opened up our calendar for January, and so they can have a phone consultation with me, and we can start talking about how to put these documents in order. Again, we're happy to serve.